Join us every Sunday from 3rd December to 24th December 2023 at 7 p.m. for Positively Living, a groundbreaking series celebrating resilience and strength in the face of HIV. Meet incredible activists and individuals, break the stigma, and discover a community of support. It's time to change the narrative. Positively Living. Let communities lead.
Since 1988, every first day of December is a day that was designated for the commemoration of World AIDS Day. And it has been like that for over the years. The same applied this year, 1st December 2023, where we remembered those who have parted with us, but even those who have remained, and they are fighting to make sure that the world becomes HIV-free by the years that were designated. I welcome you on this series of the health topic, which is HIV/AIDS. And today we are looking first about breaking silence. And I have guests with me in the studio that are going to be talking to us through that topic, but also we have an audience that is here to give us more insight and support, as you can see them there. But I'm going to give an opportunity to my guests that I'm seated with here to introduce themselves briefly before we dive into the topics. Babidi,
yes,
I know you. But can you tell those who don't know you about yourself?
Hello, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you, Grace, for hosting me. And I should say it's been nice, really, working with you. And for those of you that are watching us today and now, my name is Robina Babidi. I'm a community advocate. I am very passionate about the rights of adolescent girls and young women, women in general, but I'm now specifically looking at engaging men and the young boys. And also, I do a lot of work in schools, in the community, at health facilities. So we speak to the rights and challenges and needs of people living with HIV, looking at the theme for this year's World AIDS Day, let communities lead. Mm-hmm. So we have been doing a lot of work around that.
All right. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Grace, for hosting me. My name is Linda Joseph Roberts, working with AHF Uganda Cares as a youth advocate. My main aim at AHF Uganda Cares is providing psychosocial support to my fellow young people in order to live positively, in order to have a positive life in whatever they are doing in regard to their health and their mental well-being.
All right. And of course, from the extreme left, let you introduce yourself, Doctor.
Hello, viewers. My name is Dr. Victoria Kobsinje Ndianabanji. I am a medical practitioner currently working with Baylor College of Medicine Children's Foundation in Uganda. We are based in Mulago, and I've been working in the arena of HIV care, prevention, and research for the last 10 years. So I have seen a number of children, families go through living and being affected by HIV. And I hope that I will provide the wealth of knowledge that is needed for families to be able to live positively with HIV.
Thank you so much for the time you have given us. And Babidi, my topic today is breaking the silence. Many people have kept quiet about this. It's not an easy thing for you to wake up one day and I say, my name is Biker Grace and I'm going to start living positive. Can you please take us through, remember the day that you disclosed your status? How did it happen and how has it impacted you?
I had a boyfriend. And at that time, our mom was sick and she was diagnosed with cancer, cervical cancer. But then at that time, I was in a relationship with this guy. We both had tested and he was negative. I was positive. I disclosed to him. And he showed that he was okay with it. So we kept on in this relationship for some time. And truth be told, it takes a lot of responsibility to be there and support your partner, especially if you're living with HIV and you're working hard to see that you do not infect them. And when I speak like that, I think you understand. When it comes to
Definitely.
issues of trying to decide whether to have a family, being with him intimately. And I did not know that he had other ulterior motives. So it just happened one day when I got a message, a phone call from a random number claiming how I had infected that person. And he said he's going to expose me because I infected him intentionally and I have not supported him to seek for medical attention. So I tried to engage with this person and it was all in vain. So he kept on sending messages to my friends, especially the guy friends, where he could write to them. So he would write, like, for example, he writes to a Robert. I'm just giving names. He writes to a Robert and he tells him, if you have slept with Robina, she has infected you with HIV and she's also going to sleep with this one. Or she has slept with also this one. So he could mention all my friends in my circle.
Because he definitely knew
Because
all of
he
them.
knew.
Yes.
So I wondered how he was sending all these messages, how he got my number, how he did everything, how he knew about my friends. At that time, I think within that period, my mom died. Our mom dies. So when she dies, it kind of like, it's a shock, it's what.
Yes.
So we're in school, we are, it's quite a shocker. So we come back and this blackmail keeps on going on and on and on. So he even posts a picture of me. You know how you take pictures, you're at the beach and all that. So he posts a picture of me in my beachwear, and he says this girl is a prostitute. She sells her body and she knows she's HIV positive. She's going to infect you people. She's going to kill. She's a murderer. She infected me. And it was that bad, like it was on Facebook.
I can only imagine.
And I remember Madame Asia then was always the person we could run to. So I kept on like calling her and be like, no, this is not happening. Someone hacked my... And it was really... Because I had not come out publicly to disclose my status. But to cut the long story short, he mentioned... I started now seeing a few signs that were similar to what my boyfriend usually does. So when he used to text me, he used to end his texts with an asterisk, what other people call a star. So even this person, whenever he could text, he could live with that, like end the text with an asterisk. So I kept on confronting my boyfriend and I'm like, but why does this person text like you? The abbreviations, the way you end your texts, everything. And why is he supporting you and not like distancing you away from me? So I kept on asking myself those questions. And he was like, no, I don't know. And he kept on denying. So with time, I waited for him to go. He had gone somewhere. I checked his stuff. When I checked his stuff, I found a notebook. It was one of his notebooks. He had kept it in his suitcase. And I checked the notebook and apparently they were my friend's contacts.
So it was a premeditated move.
Yes. So it was all contacts of my guy friends.
Wow.
He had listed them down and he was sending messages. So I kept on telling them, can you send me the number that has... But then this guy is already babagambye until you are being infected. So guys would call me back and, backlash at me and everything. So it was hard to really like negotiate with them and tell them someone is really doing these bad things. So when I got that, I think I talked to my sister. It was so bad because I started like losing my mind. I started drinking. I started engaging in taking weed. I could finish up a whole bottle of whiskey, which I had never done. I started doing a lot of smoking of weed, cigarette smoking. And because I was really, in an abyss of depression and I didn't know what to do. So I called my sister and I tell her, please get this phone, take a picture of me. I had this t-shirt I had gotten from a conference from the AIDS conference. And she came. I took this picture. The t-shirt had HIV positive, and I think if you go to my Facebook, it has that picture, yes. And I posted it. So she told me, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I am done with all this. Let me help him disclose." So I sent him a text, and I'm like, "You know what? Let me help you disclose. I think I've had enough of all this." So I put it up there. I don't say anything. I don't put any caption, and I just put it up there. And that is how I disclosed. That is how I disclosed.
I am
publicly.
imagining what his next move would be now that you're out there.
Oh yeah, I mean.
So the blackmail ended.
Yes, the blackmail stopped at that. Okay, he tried to like follow up when I had gone to campus in hostel.
Yes.
But I made sure I didn't tell him my hostel. I didn't tell him where I was. And yeah, that's how it all ended.
Linda.
Yes.
I presume you went through that disclosure process. I might not take you through that yourself, but can you tell me how by the time you disclosed, how did it impact you?
Actually, it takes a lot of courage and self-acceptability in the beginning, because I was someone who never thought that I would openly come and tell out someone about my HIV status. But time came when I joined campus. You know, with campus, you're sharing a room, a hostel with someone who you have just met after 22 years. And as a matter of fact, you need their support in one way or another, because time will reach for taking your medication and this person is around. You have to open up the suitcase and time would come, it clocks my time for medication. This person is around, I would never take it. So I got a lot of challenges in line with not taking my medication on time. I became unsuppressed to over 500,000 copies. I was losing out weight. Then when I opened up to my counselor by then, she advised me to really accept myself, to really take on a voice that will really help me gain the support I need. So time came, I opened to this roommate of mine. I told him, you know, I really want to share something with you. In my view, I thought this person would give me backlash, would be like, I would no longer share a room with you. But it was like, all along, why have you been hiding? HIV is different from other cases. HIV is not cancer. HIV is not diabetes. You have to be yourself. And that really impacted me, that I was killing myself. And I really didn't know that he would be openly ready to support me. And I felt that if anyone out there decides to keep quiet, you die alone, because a problem shared is partly solved.
Partly solved, yes.
That's all.
All right, I am going to take a very quick break, but when I come back, I'm going to engage the doctor on these two questions, because like all of them have said, it is not an easy thing to do. And the stigma that comes or follows after is also nothing, it's not something that you can easily handle. Let me go out for a short break and then we shall be right back.
Join us every Sunday from 3rd December to 24th December 2023 at 7 p.m. for Positively Living, a groundbreaking series celebrating resilience and strength in the face of HIV. Meet incredible activists and individuals, break the stigma, and discover a community of support. It's time to change the narrative. Positively Living. Let communities lead.